the end of '95, Jim Cornette's shut Smokey, goes to WWF to work in an office position, and over the next maybe year or so, he starts bringing in some people from Smokey,
Mm-hmm.
and the most obvious one to mention is Tony Anthony, and then
Yeah.
he's given a plumber gimmick. He is
Yeah.
he's eaten up immediately and then spat out. Basically, he's not done right. He's not been done right
Yeah.
by. Basically, was this ever in your thinking as far as when you went to WCW? I mean, you obviously made the right choice because it was guaranteed money. You were there for several years. Was there any point where Jim Cornette was trying to bring you into the WWF and trying to make you into I don't know, a producer of leather or just some
Yeah.
weird, stupid character or, a circus clown or whatever else?
Actually, I got away from out. Here's how. Um, when Smoky Mountain shut down, I had already been talking to Kevin Sullivan, and Kevin Sullivan put me in touch with Paul Orndorff. And so I had been speaking to those men. In fact, I would have already done a TV had it not, and it was Paul and I was speaking on the phone, had it not been, he thought I was still in Knoxville, and I was 8 hours, I was 4 hours away from Knoxville. And he said, well, you're right in Knoxville. You can make Atlanta in 4 hours. I was like, well, Paul, I'm actually going to be Macon, Georgia, which is another hour or so past Atlanta. And he didn't realize that I wasn't in Knoxville. And so that kind of ignited there, but it started in negotiations. But yeah, Jimmy called me and we had a nice conversation. He wanted me to go to Cincinnati, Ohio. He offered me to, didn't want me to go. It offered me the situation to go to Cincinnati, Ohio, which is a couple hours from my house, and Huntington, West Virginia, which is again like 20 miles from my house. 2 TV tapings, $300 per night, guaranteed at $600. And I said, hey Jimmy, and I needed $600. This is shortly, he shut down right before Christmas there that year. So I was like, well, I didn't want the money, but I said, Jimmy, here's the thing. I said, will I be going over? I doubt that, but do you know what will I be doing? He goes, Bobby, I have no control over it. He said, you could be booked against Al Snow or Marty Jannetty and tear the house down, or they could put you against Sid and he'd just eat you up. He said, I have no control over that. I'm just asking if you want the bookings. And of course, off of that, we saw what happened with Tony and Tracy. And, so I think, being that I was there, if they'd have seen me that way, I could have got one of those positions as well. I actually went up when they came to Huntington. I went up and I saw Jimmy and Tammy and Chris and some of the crew that was working there, et cetera, because they're friends of mine. But I didn't work it because my answer to Jimmy was, I said, Jimmy, I'm actually, because the reason I asked, I said, I can't go on that TV and get beat because I'm talking to WCW. And Jimmy goes, who are you speaking to in WCW? And I said, Paul Orndorff. He goes, go to Atlanta, Bobby. Listen to what Paul tells you. He goes, Paul's a straight shooter. And so Paul had already told me some things, and I was like, okay. I said, then my decision is I won't be there at those dates. I said, I'll come up and see you if you don't care. He's like, yeah, we're busy in the back, but please stop by, whatever. So that's how I kind of escaped that. And it held true. That was the right move for me to make. It took another tour of Japan for Terry Taylor to finally call me back, but it all worked out. That's how I got around all that and got a guaranteed contract out of it, like you said, and it worked out for the best. So.
Yeah. Did you ever have any idea of what your character might have been if it was up to you, assuming that it was in the occupational mold?
Oh man. Well, they had already done the teacher thing. They'd already done the coach thing. Trying to think if I wasn't a plumber. Maybe, I don't know. Would they have given me an electrician deal? I don't know. They've had garbage men. They've had about every. I don't have any idea, man.
That's right. Electrician, Tyler, roofer. I'm trying.
Yeah. The old Mitch Hedberg joke. Yeah, I was a hot tar roofer. I remember that day. I was never a roofer. I don't know, man, what they would have given me. Hell, carpenter. Double double there. He's a good carpenter. I'm out there making her talent look good. So, I come to do a good job. I'll lay the foundation for your house. And also, I had installed carpets in people's houses before in Florida, so I could come out there with my knee pads on and my little gimmick. I guess a carpenter. I don't know.
If you were a carpenter, eventually he would have said, right, you've got long hair already, grow a beard And then it somehow morphed into a Jesus character.
I knew that's what you was going to say. I said, when you said that, I'm like, oh no, I don't know, man. I'm no kind of a Messiah. I'd be a fucking lost Messiah out there. Maybe, leading people astray, taking a sheep the opposite direction.
And plus, you can't have Jesus lose as well, or else it'd be a heck of a comeback.
Yeah. Well, apparently he made one. So
yeah, I know. It was a well-established comeback, but it was a short second run, I believe.